Hello students, welcome to video classes. So in the last class we have discussed about the relation between alpha, beta, gamma, and the derivation is very important. I told you in the last class. Okay, all of you must practice that, and all of you must keep one notebook, and while you are watching the video, okay, you can make the notes. So if you won't write the notes, then it will become very difficult if you want to revise them. So that's why while you are watching the video, you can keep the video on pause and make the notes, and you can maintain the notes regularly. It will more helpful for you to revise the syllabus or the concepts itself. Okay, right. So in the last class we have discussed about the alpha, beta, gamma relations. What is the relation here we have discussed? Alpha is to beta is to gamma is equals to 1 is to 2 is to 3. Okay, 1 is to 2 is to 3. This is the relation we are going to be derived. In other terms, it can be written as alpha by 1 is equals to beta by 2 is equals to gamma by 3 also we can write. That means we can write in this form also. Alpha by 1 is equals to beta by 2 is equals to gamma by 3. Okay, so this relation is very important to solve the problems, and we are also solved few problems in the today's class itself, in the last class itself. Okay, right. And next we are going to discuss that how the density of a substance will change with the temperature. Okay, we are going to discuss that how the density of a substance will change with the temperature. This concept is very important for the competitive part also. So in the last class we have discussed that when we are giving the heat energy to the substances, what happens to the substances? Substances are going to be expands. That means, for example, if you are going to take a cube, we are going to take in here. This is a cube we are taking, and if you are giving the heat energy to this cube, then what happens? The object is going to be expands. Whenever the object is going to be expands, then what happens to volume? Volume is going to be increases. When the volume increases, then what happens to the density? Is going to be decreases, because the volume and density is going to be having the inversely proportional, because the mass is equals to, the formula is mass is equals to volume into density. Okay, density can be represented by D, or sometimes the density can be represented by rho. Okay, the mass is equals to volume into density. Then if you have to write down the volume, V is equals to, what is the formula I can write? Mass by density. Volume V is equals to mass by density. Okay, so this is the formula to find out the volume here. Okay, so volume and density is inversely proportional. In case if the volume increases, then the density is going to be decreases. Now it is a very important thing you have to remember. When you are going to increase the temperature, volume increases, then definitely density is going to be decreases. So what is the relation between them? Inversely proportional. If the temperature increases, the density of the substance is going to be decreases. Then what happened to the mass? Here, is the mass will be changes while you are giving the heat energy? No. This is a very important point you have to remember. Whatever the temperature you may increase, only the change will be takes place in the volume and in the density, but the mass will be remains constant. Always the mass of the substance does not changes, because mass is also a form of energy. Okay, you know the law of conservation of energy. What is the law of conservation of energy explains? The energy not be created, not be destroyed. It can be converted from one form to another form. As it is in the case of mass also, it should not be destroyed or the new mass can be created. But the mass will be converted into energy. The best example is according to Einstein famous formula. Okay, E is equals to mc square. Based on that formula, you can easily convert how much mass will be converted into energy. So in the atom bomb and the nuclear bombs, we are going to use this concept. Okay, in the nuclear fusion and the fusion reactions. About these concepts, we are going to discuss in your second classes. But you can remember that the mass is not going to be changes. The mass will be remains constant, whatever the temperature you may change. If the mass remains constant, only two physical quantities changes, that is volume and the density. And how they are going to be related? Inversely proportional. And the temperature, with the increase of temperature, definitely the density of the substance is going to be decreases. Now we have to find out the equation. How can we find out the volume formulas? So to find out the density, okay, temperature and density relations. So you can use the density as a rho, or you can use the D. Okay, so I am going to use the rho here. Let us first write down the volume coefficient. And one more important thing you have to remember, that whenever you are going to think about the density, you should not use the linear expansion and the areal expansion. You have to use only volume expansion, because the density depends only on the volume, not on the length and not on the area. Okay, the density depends on the volume. That's why we are going to use the volume coefficient only. So that's why the value coefficient gamma is equals to, what is the formula I can write? V2 minus V1 by V1 into delta T. What is delta T represents here? Change in temperature. And what are the units? The units are per degree Celsius. Always remember the units are very important one here. Okay, per degree Celsius. Now let us write down the relation here. So the relation is the mass m is equals to volume into density. That implies the volume V is equals to, what you can write? M by rho. Okay, V is equals to, what you can write? M by rho. If V is equals to M by rho, that implies V1 is equals to, what you can write? M by rho 1. Why you are not writing M1? Because mass does not change, it will remain same. So that's why V1 is equals to M by rho 1 you are writing, and V2 is equals to M by rho 2. V2 is equals to M by rho 2 you are writing. Substitute these two values in the above equation. Then that implies gamma is equals to, V2 means what you can write? M by rho 2 minus V1 means M by rho 1 by V1 means M by rho 1 into delta T, temperature difference. Okay, go on simplify this equation. What will be taken as common? M will be taken as common. Okay, if M will be taken as common, what is the denominator you are going to get? Rho 1, rho 2 will be as LCM. Rho 1, rho 2 will be LCM. If rho 1, rho 2 is LCM, it will becomes rho 1 minus rho 2. So it will becomes rho 1 minus rho 2 by, in the denominator what is there? M by rho 1 into what is there? Delta T. Can you tell me what is the term is going to be cancelled here? M is going to be cancelled here. And denominator rho 1 is there, rho 1 is there. Rho 1 is going to be cancelled here. Then the value coefficient gamma is equals to, what will remains in the denominator? Rho 1 minus rho 2. It is rho 1 minus rho 2 by, in the denominator, rho 2 is coming to denominator here. It will becomes rho 2 into delta T. This is the relation between temperature and the density, or the volume coefficient of expansion in the terms of densities. Gamma is equals to rho 1 minus rho 2 by rho 2 into delta T. Okay. So what are the terms here? Gamma, volume coefficient. Rho 1, the density, initial density. Rho 2, final density. And delta T, temperature difference. That means in the case of volume, V1 and V2, initial value and the final value. So in the case of volume, what happens? Initial value will be less and the final value will be more. But in the case of density, what happens? Initial density will be more, final density will be less. That's why we are writing rho 1 minus rho 2 here, and rho 2 is equals to delta T. Based on this formula, we can find out the final equation or the final volume. Do you remember the final volume formula? So the final volume is equals to, final volume V2 is equals to, what's the formula? You write V1 into 1 plus gamma into delta T. This is the final volume formula. Based on the same condition, we have written the final density formula. When we are writing the final density formula, as usually you have to write, but at the place of plus, what are you going to get? Minus. So why you are going to get minus here? Because the final density is going to be decreases. If it is decreases means instead of taking plus, what you have to take? You have to take minus. So therefore, what happened to the final density formula? Final density rho 2 is equals to rho 1 into 1 minus gamma into delta T. This is the formula to find out the final density. So these two formulas you need to remember to solve the problems, and don't be confused between the final volume and the final density. In the final volume, you are going to get plus. In the final density, you are going to get minus. So these are the concepts you need to remember, which are very important to solve the problems whenever the density and the temperatures are given. Okay, once again, so when you are going to give the heat energy, what happens? Volume increases, density decreases, but the mass will be remains constant. Mass does not change. Whatever the temperature may increase, the mass will be remains constant. Okay, this is the concept which is very important you have to remember. And I told you already that definitely you have to maintain the notes. In the notes, you can write down the relation between temperature and the density, and you can write down the formula. It is in the terms of volume, it is in the terms of density, and final value, final density formulas are there here. So the derivation is not more important. Okay, just remember the formulas itself. Gamma, this one. So this is the first equation, second equation, third equation, and the fourth equation. So while I am going to explaining the derivations or any formulas itself, I am going to make a box. Wherever I am going to take the box, and that formula is very important. Definitely you have to note that formula in your notebook and you have to practice it. Okay. So this is the relation between the temperature and the density. And now we are going to discuss some important and interesting concepts, that is the applications of linear expansion. Okay, the applications of linear expansion. Linear expansion means the change in length. Okay, so we have to discuss that what type of applications are there in our real life based on the expansion of the length. Okay, so about that, the first application we are going to discuss that. When I are going to refer to the railway track, in the construction of railway track, in the construction of railway track, what happened, they are going to left some gap between the two railway tracks. I think most of you have observed that. While they are going to construct the railway track, they will left some gap between the two railways. Okay, what is the reason? For example, this is one track and this is another track. When they are going to join with them, they are going to left some gap. After that, these two are going to be joined, and another track is going to be placed it here, and they will left some gap, and these two are going to be joined like this. So there is some gap is going to be left between the two rails. What is the reason? The reason is when the temperature is going to be increases, then what happened? The iron rails are going to be expands. So to expand it, we need to give some space. So that's why they are going to left some space between the two railway tracks, so that when the temperature increases, they will be expanded into the free space. What happens if the space is not left? For example, the two railway tracks are going to be constructed like this. There is no gap is left between them. And suddenly what happened? The temperature is increased. When the temperature is increased, what happened? Both the rails are going to be expands, but there is no space is there. That's why what happened? The track will come up. When the track will come up, then what happened? There is a maximum possibility is there to get the accidents itself. So to overcome them, what happens? You are going to leave the space between the two railway tracks, which is very, very important. You have to remember. Okay, this is the first application. Next, second application. We are going to refer to the telephone wires and the current wires in the poles. Okay, they are going to be stretched a little bit loosely. Okay, what is the reason that they are going to be stretched loose in between the two poles itself? For example, you are saying that this is the first pole and this is the second pole you are taking here. Okay, first pole and the second pole you are taking, and they are going to be so they are going to loosely they are going to bond in here. This is the first one. They are going to be loosely they are going to bind in here in between them. Like that, they are going to be bonding here. If this gap is not there, if they are not going to be stretched very loosely, other condition what happens? Suddenly when they are going to be stretched very tightly. Okay, for example, you are going to be stretched very tightly in between these two. When going to stretch very tightly, and suddenly temperature is decreased. When the temperature is decreased, then what happens? This metal pole or the wire, because the telephone wires and the current wires are made by the aluminum metals. So when the temperature decreases, what happens? The contraction will be there. When the contraction will be there, then what happens? There is no space is there. That's why what happens? This pole, this wire will pull the two poles towards there. When the wire will pull the poles, then what happens? The poles are going to break. If the poles are very strong, then what happens? The wire will break. Okay, this type of problems will be there if you are going to stretch them very tightly. So that's why while they are constructing, what they will do that they are going to stretch the two poles, whatever the wires are there, the wires will be stretched very loosely in between the two poles, so that they can expand and they can contract while the temperature is going to be changes. I think while you are traveling on the road, you can observe that in the summer, if you are going to travel, you will find that the wires are very loose. And when you are going to travel in the season, winter season, then you will find that the telephone wires or the current wires are very tight. Okay, what is the reason? In the winter season, temperature decreases, they will contract. In the summer season, temperature increases, they will expand. That's why they are going to be loosely itself. So this is the second application you need to remember. Okay, always the telephone wires or the current wires will stretch very loosely between the two poles, so that they will contract when the temperature decreases and expands when the temperature is going to increases. Okay, this is one of the applications you have to remember. This is the second one. Next, the third one. Third application will explain that when you are going to refer to the glass chimney. Okay, I think all of you know about the glass chimney. In the olden days, when the current is not there, we are going to use the chimneys only. Lanterns we are going to use. Kerosene lanterns. In the kerosene lanterns, what happened? There will be this type of arrangement will be there. Okay, this is the arrangement will be there. Here you are going to have the wick. Okay, wick is going to produce, and here the fire will be takes place, and the glass chimney you are going to be arranging like this. So the glass chimney will be in this shape. It will comes like this. I think now you understood this. So this is the glass chimney we are going to place over that. When the wind will blows, the fire will be remains steadily itself. Okay, this is called the glass chimney. So what happens here, when you are going to place this glass chimney over the lantern, after some time what happens, you will feel that this will be completely hot. Okay, the temperature of the glass chimney will be increases more. When the temperature of the glass chimney is increasing more, at that condition, if you can drop some water droplets, okay, if you can drop some water droplets, then what happens? The glass chimney is going to be breaks. Okay, why the glass chimney is going to be breaks when you are going to drop the water drops? I think most of you are experienced also. Sometimes what happens when the outside, if the bulb is blowing from the long time and suddenly the rain is falls, when the water drops are going to fall on the bulb, then immediately what happens, the bulb is going to be breaks. The reason is same. So what happens here is, when it is going to be placed on the lantern, due to the reason of temperature, what happens, this complete part is going to be expands. Okay, this complete part is going to be expands. But whenever you are going to drop the water, if you are going to place the water at here, for example, a water drop is fallen at here, then what happens, the remaining part is going to be expands, but this part is going to be contracts. And we know that the glass is a very delicate metal, and the glass is very delicate metal due to the reason of this uneven expansion and contraction. Okay, outer part is going to be expanding, this part is contracting. So this, due to the reason of this uneven expansion and contraction, what happens, the glass chimney is going to be breaks itself. Okay, this is also one of the application of the linear expansion itself. Okay, so this is a reason, uneven expansion, because the glass is a very delicate metal. The same concept will be there based on when you are going to refer to the thick tumbler. Okay, thick glass tumbler. If you are going to take a thick glass tumbler and you are going to pour the hot water, then immediately it will be breaks. I think most of you have observed that. Why it is going to be breaks? For example, you are saying that this is a glass tumbler I am going to be taking here. This is a thick glass tumbler. Okay, this is a thick glass tumbler, and you are going to be having, this is the thick glass tumbler you are going to be having. And whenever you are going to pour the hot water, okay, whenever you are going to pour the hot water, and this water temperature is more, when this water temperature is more, then what happens? The inner layer is going to be try to expand. Okay, the inner layer of the glass will be try to expand, but outer layer will be, it is very thick, no? That's why outer layer will not be that much hard. So that's why the outer layer does not expand, but the inner layer will be expands. Due to the reason of this uneven expansion and the contraction, so uneven expansion, what happened? The glass is going to be breaks. Okay, here is also the same concept will be there, and here is also the same concept will be there. All these are the applications which are going to be used in our daily life. Okay, so these are some of the very important applications you need to remember. Next, one more application is there. Next application, we are going to take the fourth application. That is when you are going to refer to the metal scales and the metal tapes. Okay. For example, if you are going to the cloth shop, if you are going to the cloth shop and you are going to buy the clothes. Okay. How will you buy the clothes? You are going to buy the clothes in meters. For example, you are in need of 10 meter of cloth. Okay. If you are in need of 10 meter of cloth, then what is the shop owner will do? The shop owner will do take a metal plate. Okay. Metal tape will be there. By using that metal tape, what happens? He will measure the 10 meters. But that metal tape is going to be expands and the contracts when the temperature is going to be increases. For example, in summer you are went. In summer, at the May month you are went, and the temperature will be very maximum, and let us say that the temperature will be 45 degrees temperature is there. When the temperature is 45 degrees is there, at the time you went to the shop, then he is going to take the metal tape. When he is going to take the metal tape like this, actually what is the length should be equals to 1 meter should be there. But 1 meter should be there at the room temperature. But now what is the temperature is 45 degrees Celsius. That means whenever the temperature increases, what happens to the length of the metal tape? The length of the metal tape is also going to be increases. At this condition, if you are going to take the 10 meters cloth, then what you are going to get? Exactly you are going to get 10 meters cloth or more cloth. So you are going to get the more cloth you are going to get. So that means always when you are going to buy the clothes in summer, no. In winter what happens if you are going to take the winter? In winter what happens? The temperature is going to be decreased. Actually the room temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius. Now the temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius only. When the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, then what happens to the length of the meter scale? Actually it should be 1 meter. at the room temperature, but the temperature is decreased 20, or you can take 15 degrees Celsius. Then what happens? The length of the meter scale will be decreases. So in the summer the length is increasing, in the winter the length is decreasing. So which month is better to buy the cloth? I think all of you are imagining the summer will be better to buy the cloth because you are going to get more cloth because the length of that metal tape is going to be increases. But it will not happen because our scientists are there, they are very clever, and always they are going to have the solutions to overcome this type of problems itself. So that's why what happened, the scientists have been invented a metal which is called the inverse steel. Okay, this is the inverse steel is the combination of the three different metals. They are going to be combined them and they are going to be prepared the metal tapes. And whatever the metal tapes made by this inverse steel does not expand and does not contract. That means the alpha value is very less. For that inverse steel, what happened? The alpha value will be very less. What happens if the alpha value is very less? If alpha value is very less means what does that mean? If you are giving the heat energy, it does not expand. If you are decreasing the temperature, it does not contrast. That means expansion is also less, contraction is also less. That means almost negligible expansion, negligible contraction will be takes place. Other than inverse steel, if you are going to use any other material means if you are going to use the iron, or if you are going to use the copper, or if you are going to use the ferrous or the aluminium, like that you can use the individual metals. Then what happens? The alpha value will be very maximum. If alpha value is very maximum, what happens? If you are giving the heat energy, expands. If you are decreasing the temperature, contraction will be takes place. Due to that reason, if those metal tapes are made by these individual metals, then in summer the shop owner is going to lose, in winter we are going to lose. So to overcome this problem, the scientist has been invented a metal which is called the inverse steel. Okay, remember the name, inverse steel. Okay, it is the combination of the three metals and they are combined them, they are invented. And for this inverse steel, alpha value is very less, so that what happens when you are increasing the temperature or decreasing the temperature, length will be remains almost same. That means in the summer if you are going at the temperature of 45 degrees, the length will show 1 meter. In the winter, if the temperature is 15 degrees Celsius also, the length will be remains 1 meter itself. That's why all the metal tapes and the scales, whatever we are going to be using, all those are made by the inverse steel only. If they are not made by the inverse steel, then what happens? What are the calculations we are going to make, that will become wrong. Okay. So this is also one of the very important application you have to remember. Okay. These are some of the very important applications. Next, one more important application is there which is very used in daily life. For example, if you are going to take a bottle, okay, the bottle cap is going to be stuck there and it is not opening very easily. It will become very tight. Then I think you know that your elders are going to heat that cap. Okay, whenever that cap is going to be heated, then what happens? After heating some time, if you can open it, it will come very easy. Okay, what is the reason that the cap will come very easily? The reason is whenever you are going to heat that cap, what happens? By taking the heat energy, the cap will expand. Whenever the cap will expand, then what happens? It will become very easy to open that cap. That's why we are going to open it. In this one also, the linear expansion is going to be involved here. Okay, all these are the examples you need to remember, which are in real life we are going to use. The applications of linear expansions. Sometimes in 1 mark and 2 marks also you will ask that what are the applications of the linear expansion. Then you need to write down these applications. Okay. Next, one more important application is there, and that one is also very important for the problems also. Okay. I think most of you know about the wooden cart wheel. Okay, wooden cart wheel. How the wooden cart wheel will be made? Inside there is a wooden wheel will be there. Over that wooden wheel they are going to place the iron ring. Okay, in the construction we are going to use this linear expansion itself. I think most of you know about the construction of wooden wheel. How many of you have referred to that construction? Okay, let's see here. I am going to explain you very briefly. When you are going to refer to the wooden cart wheel, they are going to be prepared. Okay, first they are going to prepare a wooden wheel. Okay, in a circular shape. So let us say that this is a wooden wheel that they are going to be made with a circular shape, and we know that the wooden wheel will contain the hooks will be there like this. Okay, they are going to be made like this. Okay, this is a wooden wheel they are going to be placed. Okay, if you are going to use this wooden wheel directly, okay, if this wooden wheel is directly arranged to the cart, okay, the bullock cart, then what happens? That wooden wheel will be breaks immediately because the wooden is not that much strong than when you are going to compare with the metals. So that's why it will becomes very essential to give an iron ring over the wooden wheel so that we can make this wheel becomes very strong. Okay, to make this wheel strong, we need to place an iron ring over it. So to construct, find out to arrange the rim over that, what happened? They are going to construct an iron ring. Okay, this is an iron ring they are going to be constructing. Okay, this is the iron ring. This is the wooden wheel and this is the iron ring. Let us say that the diameter of the wooden wheel is D1. Okay, the diameter of the wooden wheel is D1 and the diameter of the iron ring is D2. Okay, the diameter of the iron ring is D2. And how they are constructing? They are going to be constructing in such a way that the diameter of the iron ring should be less than the diameter of the wooden wheel. That means how they will construct? They will construct in such a way that D2 is less than D1. How they are going to construct? D2 is less than D1. That means the diameter of the iron ring is less than the diameter of the wooden wheel. Now what happens here? In this position, if I am going to take this iron ring, I am going to place over the wooden wheel. Is it going to be fixed on the wooden wheel? No, it will not fix. Why? Because here the diameter is less. Now what they have to do? They are going to heat this iron ring. Okay? When they are going to heat the iron ring, then what happens? This iron ring will be expanded. Once the iron ring will be expanded, then what happens? This iron ring is going to place over the wooden wheel. Then what happens? In the expanded position, this iron ring easily fixed over the wooden wheel. After that, what happens? They are going to pour the water on the iron ring. When they are going to pour the water on the iron ring, then what happens? This iron ring is going to be contrast again and will be fixed on the wooden wheel very strongly, and that will not come very easily. So that iron ring is going to be contracts and fixes to the wooden wheel very strongly, and in this way they are going to be construct the wooden cart wheel itself. And this wooden cart wheel will be more strong when you are going to use directly wooden part, because the outside the iron rim is there, and this iron rim is not going to be damaged that much easily itself. So this is the way how the wooden cart wheel is going to be constructed. Okay, and this concept is very important, and this concept we are going to use in the problems also. While you are solving the problems, they will give you that the diameter of the wooden wheel will be given to you, diameter of the iron rim will be given to you, and the temperature difference will be given to you, and you have to find out the coefficient of linear expansion. To find out the coefficient of linear expansion, which one L1 you have to take and which one L2 you have to take. So L1 you have to take the iron rim, because earlier the iron rim diameter is less. After heating it, it expands to the diameter of the wooden wheel. Okay, once the iron ring diameter will be equals to the wooden wheel diameter, then only what happens? This iron ring is going to be fixed over the wooden wheel. Otherwise, it does not fixes. So that's why initial length you have to take the diameter of the iron ring, final length you have to take the diameter of the wooden wheel. Then you can find out the answer. Which is the formula you can use? You can use the formula alpha is equals to L2 minus L1 by L1 into delta T. This is the formula you are going to use to find out the coefficient of linear expansion itself. Okay, so these are the concepts which are very, very important applications in our real life we are going to use about the linear expansion. Okay, so all of you must remember these applications. Out of them, a small gap is left between the two railway tracks. That is very important, and this one is also very important to solve the problems. Okay, don't be confused. Always the less diameter you can consider as the initial length, and the more diameter will be considered as a final length you have to consider in the case of the construction of the wooden wheel. And the formula is alpha is equals to L2 minus L1 by L1 into delta T. Okay, so these are the concepts you need to remember. Okay, that's all for today. Remaining concepts we can discuss in the next class. Okay, see you.